Hello and welcome back. My name is Taylin, registered dietitian nutritionist from Tacoma, Washington. Our next recipe is going to be simple beet greens. I'm using the beets in our roasted beet salad, so now I have my greens and I'm going to prepare those for you. At this current point, I've got cleaned beet greens. We do not need the stems here, they're really quite fibrous. So you have a couple options. If you've got smaller leaves like this, I'm just gonna slice these stems off and discard of them. If you've got larger stems like this, you may be able to pull the green from the stem. And if it continues to go into the leaf with a little bit thicker of the stem, you can use your fingernails and kind of pull that off even more so. So I'm just gonna do that with my greens. Shouldn't take too long. I have my beet leaves here. So for the remainder of the ingredients for this recipe, we have just a few household items. 2 cloves of garlic, salt, crushed red chili, and half a lemon. Of course, we'll use pepper to taste. I've got a pot of boiling water behind me. It's not quite yet ready. So while we're waiting for it to boil, I'm gonna mince up my garlic. With the flat end of my knife, I take my palm and I crush my garlic, and the skins pop right off. If you have already minced garlic, that'll work. So to mince up my garlic, I like to slice it in strips like an onion, and then take the back of my knife and chop in the opposite direction. So now I've got perfectly minced garlic. Okay, I can hear the water boiling behind me. I'm gonna add my beet greens to my pot. Give them a nice coarse chop. Coarse chop just means we're not trying to get them into small pieces, just smaller than a whole leaf. Our beets are going to boil in the water for 2 minutes uncovered.
Remove your greens from the stove, drain out the water by pouring it over a sieve or a colander. Then submerge it in an ice bath. This is called blanching, and it stops the greens from continuing to cook when in a hot pot. This will allow the greens to retain their bright green color. Finally, remove the greens and drain out excess water.
We're gonna heat up 1 tablespoon of olive oil on medium-high heat in a skillet. Add 1/4 teaspoon of red chili flakes to your pan, along with your 2 cloves of minced garlic. You can add less chili flakes if you're sensitive to heat, and you can add more chili flakes if you're not. If your pot's smoking, that means it was too hot, so go ahead and turn down the heat. It's time to add our beet greens.
We're cooking the greens on our stove top just long enough to reheat them since we had them in our ice bath. And then we're going to continue to stir so that it can be well incorporated with the oil, chili, and garlic. We want to be careful to not overcook them so they retain their bright green color. Add a pinch of salt and a sprinkle of pepper and give them a quick stir. Finally, we'll add a squeeze of half of our lemon using our hand to catch the seeds. All right, it's time to serve.
And just like that, our simple beet greens are ready to eat. Let's give it a good taste. They're still hot. If I were to make this at home for dinner, again, I would pair it with some steamed rice and some blackened fish. I think that would work really nicely together. While it does smell like spinach, it doesn't taste like spinach. It's got a more mild taste. For me, the chili flakes really come out at the finish. In the first couple bites, I get the salt and I get the lemon. I did top this with a little bit of coarse sea salt and a little bit of fresh lemon juice. Definitely a solid recipe. Enjoy.